Hey everybody, Hambbage here, and I thank you guys as always for taking the time to come and hang out for a bit, play a little Minecraft. Um, Given the state of the world, as I'm sure everyone is greatly aware, this is going to be real quick today. We're not going to do a full episode, and I just personally don't think it's right to dive into this as much as we all love this game and as much as some folks will, I'm sure, come to look to this as an escape. The world is sometimes a big scary place, and that's tough. So making banter and breeding villagers and all that today doesn't seem appropriate, but rest assured I will be back. I do understand that the life goes on, and we're going to go on it and get our HCMC 100. To my viewers who, through comments and responses, have let me know that they're a part of the population of Russia. Hearts going out to you guys, along with absolutely everybody in the Ukraine. As you know, members of the United States here, we have a free and open dialogue that the rest of the world often looks at and goes, "Man, you guys don't agree on anything." And at times it may seem like that, but we can express doubts. You know, when we've been uh, acting internationally at different times, our population asks the questions, and that's what seems ugly. You know, back in the second Iraq War after 9/11, we ask, were there weapons of mass destruction, and hold people accountable? You know, what were our real motives for going in there? And I hope that our friends and viewers here, are at least pushing for that dialogue in their country, and that can be a dangerous and scary thing to even contemplate uh, when laws and customs within a country or environment don't promote that, and that can be a real risk and a real act of bravery to raise a voice of dissent or question. So, for the folks who I don't even know are doing that, I wish you luck. I wish, um, or I hope that the populations of the world have the opportunity to look at this hard and say what story makes a lot of sense here, and what is the ongoing dialogue, and look at just the very recent history with the Ukraine, and then say, what makes a lot of sense. But for me today, what makes a lot of sense is to say hello to you guys. Thank you all for watching and coming around. Your comments, your support. I love you guys for it. But let's take a day. We're all digesting the news and contemplating what that could mean. Um, for younger folks, I mean, for basically everybody, I talk a lot about my family, and I have older parents. I'm not a kid myself, but I have older parents. My father was a young child. My mom was an even younger child through parts of the Second World War, and they grew up, learning that those kinds of things wouldn't happen again. And while I am not one to ever want to rush into a conflict that's going to take the lives of human innocence, um, my heart goes out when my own country is, kind of being forced to say, well, we have agreements with other countries in Europe where we will interpret attacks on their soil as attacks on ours, and unfortunately, that's not the case with the Ukraine. I know as a people, our hearts are out to them. And knowing folks from the Ukraine, I can't imagine, knowing that you have family and people back there going through that, and what that scope may look like. The news is so spotty right now; nobody really knows, how widespread, what the damage or human cost has been so far. But We can only hope that it holds. But anyone who has followed the Ukraine through the last years, their continued defense of their own independence so recently gained within everyone's lifetime, um, that there are people willing to fight for what they have, what they didn't have for nearly 40 years. So I just hope that the world gets a little less crazy in the very near future, and that we can all have the biggest issues being whether or not we make it in this hardcore world. But hey, take care of yourselves. Stay awesome out there. Back again tomorrow. We'll get these villagers bred up and take care of it. Just a day to think about it. If you're a person who does such, please prayers for all the families involved, and that goes for soldiers being involved, for those of us here scattered throughout Western Europe and the United States and Canada. If you've got loved ones in the military that are getting called up or potentially deployed or just being held on standby, that's a scary time. But all of that pales in comparison to people whose homes and lives and whole world is being turned into a literal war zone. So spare them a thought or spare them a prayer. They'll need plenty of both, and we'll get back to this again tomorrow. Until then, like I said, take care, stay awesome, guys. We'll talk very soon, and I'll just add, I hope this goes well. We are using a new version of OBS. I just got an update. They had pushed in a notification that Twitch users would not have continued access, or would have to be entering stream keys. So I usually lag behind on a lot of that stuff. Just nice to not be the latest and greatest, but with that one, we'll see see how it goes. So fingers crossed. Hope it all goes well, and you all take care. We'll get back with you again tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.